A $10 billion lawsuit, a hand-drawn sketch of a naked woman, and a secret note between a future president and a notorious predator. This isn't a movie plot. It's the real-life, high-stakes battle between Donald Trump and the Wall Street Journal. Trump is suing for a staggering sum over a single scandalous note he allegedly sent Jeffrey Epstein. But my take? This is less about defamation and more about a brilliant, if not cynical, strategy to control a narrative that was spiraling out of his control. Is this a righteous fight against media corruption or a classic Trump masterclass in distraction and political warfare? Let's dig in, because the story behind the lawsuit is even wilder than the headlines. This is a declaration of war. Donald Trump's massive lawsuit targets the Wall Street Journal, its publisher Dow Jones, its parent company News Corp, Rupert Murdoch, and the reporters themselves. The suit demands billions, blasting the paper's claims as false, defamatory, and unsubstantiated. On Truth Social, Trump hailed it as a powerhouse lawsuit and a crusade against the fake news media. This isn't new territory for him. He has a long history of battling news organizations. To his supporters, he's taking on the corrupt media. To his critics, it's another attempt to bully and silence journalism. At the center of this is a bawdy birthday note the Wall Street Journal reported Trump sent to Jeffrey Epstein in 2003. The note, allegedly collected by Ghislaine Maxwell, was described as a typed message framed by a crude sketch of a naked woman with Trump's signature. It reportedly ended with a cryptic line, "Happy birthday, and may every day be another wonderful secret." Trump's denial was absolute. He called the letter a fake on Truth Social, stating, "These are not my words. I don't draw pictures." Allies like J.D. Vance called the story bullshit. The reaction online split our polarized world. One side saw proof of a dark connection. The other saw a deep state fabrication. The story is so inflammatory and unverifiable for other outlets that it becomes a matter of belief, not fact. Here's my honest take. Trump's legal team faces a massive challenge. As a public figure, he can't just prove the story is false. He must prove actual malice. That doesn't mean ill will. It's a specific legal term meaning the journal knew the story was false or acted with reckless disregard for the truth. This is incredibly hard to prove, as it's designed to protect a free press from being sued into silence by the powerful. A Dow Jones spokesperson expressed full confidence in their reporting, essentially saying, "Bring it on." To understand this lawsuit's power, look at the timing. Before the story broke, Trump was facing pressure from his own base, with voices like Tucker Carlson demanding he release all Epstein files. A rare fracture was forming. Then, the Journal story dropped, and the narrative shifted instantly. Anger from his base was no longer aimed at Trump. It was redirected at their favorite villain, the lamestream media. The lawsuit transformed him from a president under fire into a warrior fighting a biased media, and the internal dissent vanished. But what do you make of this strategy? Is it a genius move to control the narrative, or a cynical ploy to distract from the real issues? Let me know your take in the comment section below. This episode is inseparable from the public demand for transparency about Jeffrey Epstein. Many in Trump's base were convinced of a cover-up, and frustration boiled over when the Justice Department stated there was no client list. In a stunning move, right as the lawsuit hit, Trump ordered Attorney General Pam Bondi to petition for the release of Epstein grand jury testimony. For his supporters, this was a masterstroke, proof he was fighting for transparency against the deep state. The move neutralized criticism and allowed him to go on the offensive, using the lawsuit as his weapon, while dismissing his critics as radical left lunatics. So, where does this leave us? Legally, Trump faces a tough battle to prove actual malice. But this fight was never just about the courtroom. In the court of public opinion, the lawsuit has been a massive success. It changed the conversation, united his base, and turned political vulnerability into a show of strength. The Wall Street Journal is standing firm. This is more than a legal squabble over a salacious note. It's a high-stakes war over truth, media power, and who controls the story. The only question now is what secrets, if any, will be forced into the light. For more updates on this story and other breakdowns of major legal and political battles, don't forget to follow and subscribe. Thank you for watching.